And the fact that this harassment was overstated, that no doxing apparently took place, that the article didn't mention trans being banned from the chat, that Girlfriend Reviews people actually denounced the coverage of the issue, the fact that that was left out and just in a void presented to the audience of meanie bobini trans rights activists tearing things up in Twitch chat, it's an indication of incredibly preferential coverage that just to me reeks of psyop. Keep your tinfoil hats on, lads. You know, you could do this. Now there's no accountability, and you could have a clip of me going, I just can't believe I just want to stream Genshin Impacto, and people in my chat are being so mean. They're saying I'm a whitey boy, cracker, whitey boy, pasty beans, dropped your beans, white. That's just what I'm reading. Oh my god, they're doxing me. So I have very loudly criticized people on the left for their attitude regarding the Hogwarts Legacy game coming out. And I want to reiterate those criticisms, if I may, really quickly, just so we can know where I'm coming from before I go against somebody else, okay? Super quick. Okay. The basic gist of it, it's a very fundamental critique of in-group politics, coalition building, and the nature of boycotts. Boycotts are just not effective when we're talking about a massive, like, global release of a digital product that can be consumed effortlessly by clicking a few buttons at your computer. Boycotts just will not work much under those circumstances. They never have. That's just not a thing they can do. So I don't like the idea of publicly attaching perceived support for trans people to the success of a game that was always going to do really well because of its massive hype train running up to its release, and also because it's like this giant, like, global property. You know, like, you don't want people thinking, oh, wow, Hogwarts Legacy, that game that was always going to do really well, must be doing well because people are rejecting the trans narrative. I don't like that. That's not a narrative that I like. You know, I don't want to attach the perceived support of trans rights issues to an issue that boycotts can't affect anyway. And then you get all this meaningless discourse about whether or not boycotting it is good or bad, which the answer is it's neither. It's ineffective. It does nothing. But when you go after people who want to play it on their own, oftentimes this can lead to really bad, like, optics. It can lead to a lot of people perceiving the trans community as, like, bullies or like they're engaging in bad behavior. And maybe the most prominent example of this perceived bad behavior was evident in the VTuber streamer Silvervale. Let's listen. Been sitting on this one for a while.
And harassment and doxing and people doxing my friends and, like, so much horrible, vile things, all from streaming a video game.
Pay attention, okay? Because she's going to bring up two gigantic, heaving, heavy, rotund points in this video.
It's just insane. Like, hate breeds hate, and it doesn't help anyone. And I don't know, I got to the point where I was sick of seeing hatred all over and guilt tripping on random art tweets. It's literally like they gang up on so many random tweets about Valentine's Day or art or automated posts. Like they wanna post so much.
That anime stuff is making it hard to take her seriously. Oh, you don't have to take her seriously. We're getting to this.
Much negativity everywhere, and I just got sick of it.
Gotcha,
so I
16
blocked
volts.
people because I just wanted breathing room.
Nice. So basically, this person right here, this virile, large-breasted person, very publicly upset because she got bullied a bunch. Oh, she actually has trans flag colors for her model. That's kind of interesting. Just say she has beautiful eyes. I can't. They're anime eyes. I hate looking at anime eyes. They over-design them so much. Look at these. There's like the hyper-rendered stars. The nose is a dot. Okay. Look, leaving all that aside, that's seriously not the point here. Look at this tweet, 12.6 million views. I saw a ton of discourse about this, okay? So this VTuber, Silvervale, talks about how she's getting doxxed and harassed and attacked over playing Hogwarts Legacy. And oh my god, I can't believe the trans community would do this. And I want to talk a little bit about the Hogwarts Legacy grift, okay? So we already know that Hogwarts Legacy became a popular game, and we already know that due to the behavior of a lot of people on the left, the popularity of the game is attached to the perceived lack of public support for trans people, meaning that it's a hot button culture war talking point. Now, what better way to get attention than to make a big show of how much you're being victimized by the mean trans mob, you know, the big trans bullies who are bullying you? Well, we have a little video here. Let's watch one more really quick, okay? Just a little one. Don't worry, this one's a bit better. She's wearing glasses, which, as we all know, wearing glasses ups your waifu viability score by a significant amount. We all know this. It's well known. Give it a go.
We are going to play a game, and I will preface this that I do not condone the ideals of this author. I just want to be a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to play my wizard game that made my childhood worth living and the adventures that I went on with my friends. And I'm going to be a wizard.
I just want to say really quickly that I don't have anything necessarily against VTubers. I have murderously negative thoughts towards the voice VTubers put on. Please stop. It's all anime nya voice stuff. I know that it's an anime girl, but you know, you can be a VTube model that isn't anime. You can do a non-anime VTube model. There's actually other ways of rendering human bodies in 2 and 3 dimensions. It's possible to do this. You could go for, let's say, an Ed and Eddie styling. You could be like Rolf. Life has many doors, Ed boy. You could be like this. And then you'd play Hogwarts Legacy and you'd go like, Advara Kadavra! Or something like that, you know? Like, there are a lot of directions that you can go. Sorry, this is really tangential. There's not even a lead in through this. I'm just cutting this segment. Okay, so anyway, let's finish the, yeah, okay, all right.
And we're going to enjoy this game. And I will not be bullied by a bunch of Twitter freaks with nothing better to do with their goddamn lives. Be nice to people. If you want to make changes, go make actual changes instead of harassing streamers on the internet. LGBT people are awesome. Twitter people are not awesome. You.
The subs are rolling in. It's true. So here's the issue with this. Okay, now let it be known. I have publicly attacked crazy, you know, Twitter woke scolds, trans or not trans before. Who am I to complain about this behavior? Well, I do have a bit of an issue, maybe not necessarily with the explicit behavior of this person, but about the narrative surrounding their behavior. So this is a win.gg article for all your gaming news. VTuber Silvervale cried on stream while recounting all the harassment she's allegedly received for playing Hogwarts Legacy. Silvervale claims to be the most recent victim of extreme harassment on Twitch. According to the VTuber, she has allegedly received death threats, and not only she but her friends have been doxxed. Silvervale Hogwarts Legacy streams have been going on for days now. Silvervale's Twitch chat has remained a supportive place. The viewers that disagreed with her choice of the game did it in harmless ways. The situation turned problematic when Silvervale seemingly banned the word trans from the chat. The VTuber defended herself, alleging there is a Twitch automod who bans the word. However, Twitch viewers have debunked this claim. When Twitch automod detects a banned word, the message is flagged and put up for review. Then a human mod must decide what action to take. Seems like all of Silvervale's mods have decided to delete any message containing the word trans and put the people sending those messages into timeout. While it is reasonable to not let hateful messages go through, the mods are allegedly punishing people with valid criticism. On another concerning development, the doxing apparently never took place. Right. Does anyone remember how immediately after Hogwarts Legacy came out, there was like a pair of extremely supportive, very wholesome streamers who were broken down into tears over the behavior of their chat. And then people looked into their chat and people were like maybe mildly miffed about Hogwarts Legacy being played. Does anyone recall who I'm talking about? I don't have their link pulled up. I just... Was it Girlfriend Reviews? Was that it? Let me see if I can find that clip. Azan? No, not Azan. I said wholesome streamer. During the stream, Matt and Shelby were being verbally attacked in the chat to the point where Shelby had to step away from the stream, clearly upset and sounding as though she was on the verge of tears. I'm almost thinking of just going offline. I'm barely into the second combat here, and every time I look at chat, the conversation is just bothering me, began Matt. Shelby then added that maybe we can do a quick be right back or a little break or something. Matt then went on to say that Shelby can take a break if you want. I'll just stop talking and go fight and do the combat. This is, by the way, just a crushingly negative stream experience right here. Can you imagine Twitch streamers being upset by chat or wanting to take a break? Clearly, this is worth reporting to millions of viewers in the context of a broader left versus right culture war talking point. You know, personally, I had never seen live streamers get upset before, but weirdly, it seems like the upsettedness of live streamers with regards to J.K. Rowling, Hogwarts Legacy, and the behavior of progressive critics in their chat, it's so important that we need to signal boost it as loudly as possible. This is a video, apparently, I haven't watched it before. This could support or contradict my argument from the Girlfriend Reviews channel, which apparently has way more subs than me. Cool.
This is Girlfriend Reviews. It's a comedy show about video games. But the biggest joke is the one about how...
Oh, it's magical.
It's magic. Oh, yeah, it's a magic game.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
The punchlines practically write themselves.
What is that? Oh, it's part of it.
It's magic. Every time we think there's a bug, it's...
How our decision to review the new Harry Potter made headlines after a clip of me getting quote-unquote bullied off stream went viral. So I need to set the record straight about a few things. First, I didn't cry, I just got a little verklempt. And even if I was brought to tears, how is that news? I cry every day. Second, not all of what happened that morning on Twitch was bullying. There were a lot of hateful messages deleted by our mod team, but it's Twitch chat, so we're kind of used to that. Many viewers were simply voicing their disappointment. Disappointment based on the fact that buying Hogwarts Legacy puts money in the pocket of J.K. Rowling.
Interesting. Well, that's crazy. Because I saw Girlfriend Reviews discourse with tweets that were circulating with over 1 million views on it. Isn't it interesting how the very selective signal boosting of issues so minor that the coverage around them gets denounced by the people involved in those issues, this keeps cropping up? It's almost like there's a broader narrative that's being constructed where any kind of pushback from trans activists or anyone who's critical of people playing Hogwarts Legacy is being massively overstated by a gigantic media infrastructure, which is at the very least sympathetic to conservatives, probably more likely just knows they can make a lot of money off of stirring up drama, and that the actual perceived severity of this behavior has nothing to do with whether or not it gets reported on. You understand? This is what I'm trying to talk about here. I'm so lost. What are you going for here? That they weren't actually bullied? What I'm going for is that Twitch sucks. People are mean all the time in chat. They threaten, they harass, they dogpile, they insult, they slur, they threaten to dox, they do the death threats. I've been streaming for a while. This is ubiquitous. If they made news articles every time this happened, then you would see nothing but. But interestingly, there was a massive wave of over-promoted narratives of, oh, look how victimized this live streamer is because of these trans activists. Huge amounts of time and attention and discourse energy being dedicated towards something that happens every day. But here, it gets promoted. Now, I'm not accusing the Girlfriend Reviews people of being grifters. They're clearly not. Their video denounced the coverage. And I don't even know if this VTuber, I mean, I know they're a VTuber, and that, I mean, God will judge your sins in the day of coming, of course. That's more his decision to make than mine. But on the particular issue of this discourse, I don't know if they're a grifter or not. I think it's actually quite likely that they're not. But isn't it a little bit odd that we're getting, 8-digit tweet view counts on nothing issues. I mean, raise your hand if you have been on Twitter in the past couple of weeks and seen discourse on how mean people have been on Twitch to these poor, innocent Hogwarts Legacy streamers. I've seen it. It's been everywhere. It's a goddamn psyop is what it is. Absolutely.
I just want people to be kinder, to be nicer. It's not hard to be nice to people, and if you can't be nice, just don't say anything at all and go touch grass or jack off to anime chicks or take a nap or play a video game or something. Like, just turn off your computer and pet your dog. Like, just be nice to people. You know, I will always try and make sure that this community is a community of kind people. We're all just degenerate gamers. We just want to vibe and hang out and play games and make friends and just chill. That's what I care about. That's what I want you guys. I want you guys to spread positivity and be nice to each other. You know, it's not that hard. I just want people to...
Yeah, the ban any percent speed. What'd they say? They said trans rights are human rights. Sorry, people on their phones probably can't read that. Don't post a bucket of bummer, dude. Just a heavy-handed ban wordless. Silver's actually really nice. Whether or not she's nice here is irrelevant. The individual character of Silver Veil is not really what I'm here to talk about, even though, again, VTuber, I will never trust. What I actually care about is that, look, I have been vocally critical of the behavior of the online left in this, and I have been willing to acknowledge that they have engaged in, you know, harassment, that they have been, like, mean or critical and in ways that I think are unproductive. But what gets attention and what doesn't get attention is very much determined by where the discourse lies and how much money and how many clicks there are to be made in covering a specific issue. And regular harassment, regular negative behavior online is not monetarily viable to cover because it happens everywhere, all the time, to all people, everywhere, non-stop, constantly. Oftentimes, selective preference is used when it comes to signal boosting some kinds of harassment because, you know, we are preferential in what we care about. If it happens to somebody we like, if it happens to a person who's known for being especially nice, I understand this. But there was a lot of discourse on the meanie-weenie bobini trans activists being hateful to innocent Hogwarts Legacy streamers. And the reason there was a lot of discourse on that was not because there was some exceptional amount of harassment. It was instead because there was an exceptional amount of attention being drawn towards that harassment. And the fact that this harassment was overstated, that no doxing apparently took place, that the article didn't mention trans being banned from the chat, that the girlfriend reviews people actually denounced the coverage of the issue. The fact that that was left out and just in a void presented to the audience of, you know, meanie bobini trans rights activists tearing things up in Twitch chat, it's an indication of, you know, incredibly preferential coverage that just to me reeks of it reeks of psyop. Keep your tinfoil hats on, lads. You understand? It's a component of manufactured consent, right? If people already have an idea in their mind of this hen-pecking Twitter woke-skulled activist who's ultra-toxic to people they disagree with, then they're more likely to contextualize coverage like that in a way that favors their pre-existing biases. And the people who construct those stories know this for a fact. I mean, here's an example. It doesn't happen so much in this chat because this is on my website. But in YouTube chat, conservatives drop by all the time to say horrible things to me. Anyone who spends time in YouTube chat would know that. Can you imagine if there was an entire news cycle on Twitter where people were getting 7, 8-digit view counts on discourse surrounding the mean words that I receive, the death threats that I receive, the threats of harassment, doxing, violence that I receive, you wouldn't see that, would you? But I bet you, if for some reason a bunch of, online news articles and outlets decided that it was worthwhile to bring attention to that, I bet you could construct an extremely compelling narrative. You could even construct a narrative that massively misrepresents the kind of harassment that I get, right? The harassment that I get is more or less 50-50 from left-leaning people and right-leaning people. If you wanted to cover exclusively the left-leaning or right-leaning harassment, then you could, and you would get a wildly disproportionate angle on that. You could come about this in basically any way. A very small minority of the harassment that I get is from like black separatist types. But if you wanted to, you could make some articles on how new wave of harassment. Look at these tweets. What you could really do is, you could do this. Now there's no accountability, and you could have a clip of me going, I just can't believe I just want to stream Genshin Impact. And people in my chat are being so mean. They're saying I'm a whitey boy, cracker, whitey boy, pasty beans, dropped your beans, white. That's just what I'm reading. Oh my God, they're doxing me. Clipped and shipped. Put it up there. Okay, well, you guys actually are saying it, though. The point was that you weren't. Okay. Just always keep in mind of how effectively narratives can be manufactured, okay? That's the only point that I'm trying to get at here. I'm just sick of that bullshit discourse, and I want to make it clear that even though I do think the left mishandled the situation, it does not mean that I'm going to, play into this narrative of like Twitter woke scolds being some monolithic force of harassment. You understand? Okay. You all get me.